So for today's lesson, we're going to see chapter 4. Alright, it's about law of motion, which I think you're already familiar with this. Cuma the additional, I think maybe for this level, okay, you need to form the equation sendiri. Okay, means that we are not just only considering the F equal to MA, but we involve more type of forces. Okay, so at first we're going to I'm going to introduce to you, okay, some forces, okay, that might involve, okay, for several apa panggil activities in our daily life, okay, contoh macam wake, okay, force yang macam tu lah, ataupun apa panggil apa, frictional force, alright, so that kind of forces. And then we are going to see first Newton's first law. So this one also you're already familiar. Cuma we will look sikit into the apa, how we relate dengan the kind of dia punya differentiation, how we terbitkan dia macam tu. Okay. And then second law, application of all the laws. Okay. So depends lah. Some case that involve only first and second law. Some case only involve third law. So basically for first law involve kalau dia F equal to 0 lah. Okay. And then last one, baru kita introduce friction lah. Okay, so suppose we finish this by 3 hours lah. Alright, so this is kind of force that we're going to see. Wake is gravitational force lah, or known as gravitational force. Tension, okay, tension is one of force that have when we hang, okay, or panggil apa lagi? Kalau kita tarik, kalau tension ni, kalau we involve rope, okay, tali lagi apa? Tak semestinya tali. Kalau beam pun maybe it will have it will experience the tension, which is one of the force. Okay, and then normal force is force that kita akan tengoklah setiap ni . Okay, so at the end of this sepatutnya tahulah to identify all the forces. Okay. With static friction, kinetic friction, draw free body diagram. So here, all the forces ataupun Newton's law problem, okay, kita akan apply free body diagram punya method. So from there, then you baru you form your punya equation. And then determine the resultant force. And at last, biasanya determine resultant force, but not masalah. Sometimes you need to find the hidden thing inside that case. Contoh macam you need to find panggil apa tu, static friction, kinetic friction, or mass or something like that lah. Okay, not must determine the resultant force, but with the determination of the resultant force, we may find all those things that required. Okay lah. Required macam tu lah. Yang benda lah yang kita nak cari macam tu. Alright, so what is force? Force is defined as something capable of changing state of motion or size or dimension of a body. Okay, something capable of changing state. Maksudnya dia tak berada pada tu lah. So kalau apa panggil? Static macam tu kan. Okay, so size or dimension of a body, state of motion ataupun kereta static moving. So what is that car experience force kan. Contoh buku, is that book on a table experience force. So dia experience force but the total force equal to 0. Macam tu. So forces, sebab tu dia kata forces is something capable of changing state of motion or size or dimension of a body. Means that the resultant of forces to give a value. It's not equal to 0. Yes, it experience the forces kan. Cuma the total force or resultant force equal to 0. Macam tu. Contoh macam buku atas meja. So it experience force. There are 4 types of fundamental forces in nature. Gravitational forces. Okay, forces involve attraction between massive body. Okay, so ini I think you already familiar with this one. Okay, gravitational force, which is our weight. Okay, we look at the weight. Means that our mass times dengan the gravitational force, then we get our weight. Okay, the weakest forces in nature. Okay, we are weakest forces in nature because yes. Okay. Kita rasa dia, okay, tapi dia tak, dia cuma bawa kita untuk berada atas bumi. Macam tu lah. Okay. Electromagnetic forces, the attractive and repulsive forces between electric charges. Okay, this one, we will see this in second semester lah. Okay. Long range forces, strong nuclear forces, nuclear force kita tengok second semester juga saya rasa, second semester. Okay, so this is kind of forces that we have in that the application can help us okay, doing our activities in our daily life, right? Weak nuclear forces also have, but this one also in your second semester kita akan tengok. Okay, but contoh, okay, let's say you were asked to give the type of forces, then you can give this. Okay, the quantity. Okay, so force is a vector quantity. Alright, the unit. Okay, kalau SI unit, it can be Newton of when we derive from the equation MA. So M is mass, kilogram, A is acceleration, so unit for acceleration. So we get this equation also. Or you can simply put Newton. Okay. Because both considered as the SI unit. Alright, mass. What is mass? So mass is defined as a measure of a body's inertia. Scalar quantity, unit is kilogram. Alright, so the unit is kilogram. Weight unit is Newton. Alright. So it's different lah dengan yang kita apply in our daily life kan. Kita kata weight kita berapa kilo semua tu. That thing is the one that we measure using the balance tu is our mass. It's not our weight. Okay. The value of mass is independent of location. Independent of location. Okay. So beza lah. If the mass of a body increases, then its inertia will increase. Okay. Contoh. If the mass of a body increase, then its inertia will increase. Contoh orang badan besar dengan orang badan kurus. Alright. Okay. So orang yang badan besar tu dia will dia punya inertia tu akan higher compared to yang smaller body ni. Okay. Macam itulah contoh yang paling mudah. Maksudnya contoh paling mudah kita tolak orang kurus senang jatuh kan. Orang gemuk dia macam susah sikit jatuh. So itu menunjukkan inertia dia lebih tinggi lah. So means that mass and inertia is proportional. Alright, weight. So defined as the force exerted on a body under gravitational field. So it is a vector quantity. So bila kata vector quantity, weight we have apa ni? direction. So the direction of wake will dependent on where on G. Why? Because mg, so wake is mg, and m tadi kita tengok mass is scalar. So the direction akan depend on G lah. So because the value of G varies at different velocities. Alright, and then wake also will dependent on G. So kalau dekat bulan berat awak lain, kalau dekat bumi berat lain. Okay. It was directed toward the center of the earth. Okay. So same direction of acceleration due to gravity. So this is what I told you before. Okay, so the unit is Newton lah sebab dia force kan. Alright, so this is the equation. Else, I think dekat survey FG tak ingat. Okay. So it's up to you lah. If you want to use W pun no problem. As long as you know that capital W is your weight equal to mg. And then tension. When a body is suspended from a string, the force in the string that supports the weight of the body is known as tension. Okay, which is one of the force juga. Okay. So pulling force act on its end such as in a rope tied to a block. Tapi kita akan tengok macam mana arah dia. Okay, so macam ni lah arah dia. Alright, so macam mana ke? Alright, so this is the direction for the tension. Dia akan, let's say this is your body. Okay, so the tension is away. This is how you draw the direction for the tension. Away, dia must away dari kita punya body ni, daripada kita punya ni. Dan kalau when we refer to this panggil apa, shilling kot atas ni. Okay, then dia akan away. So kesimpulannya the tension in this direction and in this direction is the same. But when you are solving problem which you take this as your reference, okay? Maksudnya apa total force on this object, then you need to take tension that is in this direction. Okay, so away. Dia ada cakap tak kat sini away? Tak ada. Alright, so frictional force. Frictional force, we have 3 types. But I think for your level, we only see these 2 types only. Okay, so static and kinetic. So static is when that object is before it's moved lah. Before it moves. Okay, and then kinetic is when it's moving. Okay. So we have this equation. The equation is the same, but the difference is on the coefficient. Okay, so equation sama, different in is coefficient lah. So we focus on this one, yeah. So your static force must be greater than your kinetic frictional force. Okay, kinetic frictional force. Okay. This one can be ignored lah. Okay, the direction of frictional force exerted by surface, suppose it must always opposite direction of the motion. Okay, of the motion. Akan sentiasa opposite direction lah. Kalau acceleration arah sini, your frictional force must in this direction. Okay, kalau bergerak, kalau tak bergerak macam mana? Nanti kita tengok lah. Okay. The frictional and the reaction forces are always perpendicular. Frictional and reaction forces are always perpendicular. Reaction forces normal lah. Okay, ni lah maksud dia. Okay. So kena sentiasa perpendicular dengan normal force, reaction force. Normal force sometimes we know that we note it as reaction force. So block at rest kita ada frictional force in this direction. So since kita ada force in this direction, so dia akan menyeimbangkan. Macam tu. Maksudnya disebabkan itulah that object static. Macam tu. That object static means total forces akan equal to 0. So means that here this force will have equal to this force. This normal force equal to this their weight. Its weight. Okay. So then that block will at rest. Okay. And then block about to slide. Okay, so bila dia about to slide, then dia akan ada yang ni yang maksimum lah. The static forces yang maximum. So the force is in this direction. Okay, normal weight and weight ni akan sama je lah sebab sekarang ni we focus on the motion in X direction. So normal and weight since that block is maksudnya dia tak terapung, okay, dia tak terapung, so means that this value akan sama lah. So now we are focused on this force and this static frictional forces saja, force saja. And then when it have the force menyebabkan acceleration in this direction, then we have apa nama ni? Kinetic friction. So means that this block dah start to slide. Okay. It start to slide. Right. So direction of the block is exerted by a surface on the object is always opposite direction of the motion. Okay. That's how you ni lah. Contoh macam let's say we have tangga. Okay, tangga Macam mana lukis tangga Lukis kat mana? Contoh kes tangga. Tangga kita letak atas dinding yang ni simen lah. Okay, so ni alright. So mana direction dia? So bila we will kita akan tengok dia when it about to slide, so dia akan move in this direction and it will move in this direction. Okay, so dia akan jatuh macam tu. Okay, so that ladder akan jatuh macam ni. So means that your possible F tu akan arah sini ataupun your Fs lah akan arah sini. Then your tu akan arah situ. Itulah kes yang paling mencabar lah kan kalau untuk frictional force. The others tu memang direct je. Kalau this is direction, then the opposite is your frictional force. Tapi untuk tangga ni sometimes student cannot determine which direction is the frictional force. Okay, so and then again how to draw it. Dia kena ni perpendicular. Contoh macam kalau apa panggil inclined plane. Inclined plane ada angle ni, so sini block tu. So this is your contoh, this is your apa nama? Salah, arah sini lah kot. So dia nak jatuh arah situ. So this is your F frictional force. So 90 degree perpendicular is your normal force. Okay, so your normal force is not this way lah. Your normal force is here. But your weight akan always toward the earth. Macam tu. Nanti kita akan tengok case tu. Right, so it's defined as a force that resists the motion of one surface relative to another with which it is in contact. It's defined as a force that resists frictional force tu kira macam dia resist lah motion. So maksudnya dia menyebabkan kalau ada frictional force yang tinggi, dia menyebabkan motion tu tak boleh laju sangat lah. Relative with which it is in contact. Dan syarat dia kena ada contact. Okay, surface contact. Kalau kata smooth, ada tak kat sini? Contact between the two surfaces. Tapi dia independent of the area. Maksudnya luas ke blok yang ada atas table tu, okay, dengan smaller, it won't affect the value of the frictional force. It will totally dependent on the two surface contact tu. Okay, so the proportional, which is proportional dengan reaction force. Sebab apa? Sebab tadi kita nampak dia punya equation macam ni. That's why dia akan always proportional dengan kita punya reaction force. Macam saya cakap tadi, okay, kita ignore yang ni ya kelas. Normal dengan weight tadi, saya cakap ignore kan. Tapi the fact is, to find the frictional force, okay, so you need to relatekan dengan normal force. Maksudnya, without the normal force, you're not able to determine the value of the frictional force. Okay. Reaction force. So coefficient of reaction is defined as the ratio between frictional force to reaction force. Boleh determine sebagai ni lah, determine pula. Okay, ataupun yang ni lah. So how we explain the coefficient of friction. Kalau masuk kelas yang apa? Kalau dulu batch lepas dia orang ada buat lah experiment on this. Okay, but for your batch this time no lah, kita tak ada experiment on this. We only able to run 2-3 experiments saja. It's very simple. Alright, so basically, okay, in order to put all the force in all the forces in a plane, in a diagram, okay. So we call it as free body diagram, which involve all the external forces on it. External forces on it means that if we consider the third Newton law, then there are the internal forces kan. But we are not considering that kind of force. We only focus on the external forces on it. Okay, sebab that forces that possible, macam saya tadi cakap apa yang menyebabkan change pada state, pada motion dia, pada shape dia ke apa ke kan. Okay, so the external force lah. Internal force dia tak ada kacau lah sebab dia adalah opposite kepada your punya external force. So we only focus on the external force lah yang kita akan kira dan kita akan lukis using the free body diagram. The reservoir in the orthogonal directions are then determined. Okay, so let's say we have this. Cepat ni ada example. Okay, so let's say we have this example. Okay, dia kata use second law in an equilibrium problem requiring two free body diagrams. Okay, so sekarang a traffic light waiting 1 times 10 to the power of 2 hangs from a vertical cable. So find tension in each 3 cables. So bila macam mana nak cakap when we have this kind of problem, okay, so the question asks you to find tension in each 3 cables. So bila 3 cables, the cable is here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 3 cable there. Okay, so but your weight, I mean your body is here. Okay, but how we relate this to this? Okay, so that's why dia kata requiring 2 free body diagram. So itulah maksud dia. Okay, so the first one kita ada ni free body diagram. Okay, which is untuk body of your punya traffic light tu. Another one is yang semuanya adalah tali. Macam saya cakap lah. So bila tali tu nampak tak? Ini T3 we are considering away from the traffic light. Okay. And then this is the weight. Okay. And then T3 here. Okay. The tension from the point of equilibrium ni. Okay. So akan ambil yang away juga. So T1 away, T2 away, T3 yang away dari dia. So we have 2 free body diagram that we can relate. Why? Sebab saya kata tadi T tension 3 ni will experience the same value. Okay, so from weight ni, kita akan dapatkan, will help us to find the T3. So from T3, we can try to find the other tension. So let's see how we solve this kind of problem. So the first one, which saya cakap tadi, okay, so T3 minus Fg equal to 0 because it's not moving. So sekejap, dia ada cakap tak? Dia kata to cable fasten to a upper cables. Okay, so hangs. Cuma dia cakap hangs. Hangs. Okay, so dia tak cakap ada involve any motion. So we assume that this case dia punya condition adalah equilibrium. Okay, so T3 minus Fg equal to 0, which is our T3 now equal to the weight lah. Okay, so from here, you need to resolve all the tension tu. Okay, so T1 resolve, kita dapat negative T1 cos for the X component sebab in this direction kan, negative X. Mana ke tak ada ke gambar dia? Oh, tak ada. Okay. So this is your T1. So when you resolve, so your component X akan negative, betul? So your T1 in this direction. So T2 also in this direction. T2 akan positive X. So kita tengok, check betul tak? Alright, so negative yes. Okay, positive. T3 negative lah. Sebab kita ambil yang based on yang ni. So ni going down. So T3 is here. So your T2 here. Salah. Your T1 is this direction. Okay, so put it in this table. So kumpulkan your X component, your Y component. Alright. And then your X, you get this equation for X equal to 0. Okay, so any force that in X direction, so put it in one place. Okay, so you get your first equation. And your second equation, since now we are going to find another two unknown. So means that you need to form two equations. The fact is earlier we need to find three unknown. T3, T1, T2, right? But T3 we can get it from this equation. So settle. Okay. So tapi the fact is kita ada dari 3 equation lah. Okay. So this is for Y component. So for your Y component, you going to have, you can form another one equation. Alright, so this is your T3, T2, T1. So from this, you may solve your value for your T1 and your T2. Okay. So simple lah. Yang ni, the rest ni dah macam vektor biasa. Vektor biasa. Cuma dia suruh stop. Takat tu stop je lah. Dia tak suruh cari, I mean, this question is not to find the resultants, then you just need to stop sampai T1, T2. Kalau dia suruh cari resultant pun ada masalah ke? Tak ada masalah sebab kita dah ada dah T1, T2, T3. So the resultant force yang mana? Yang kat sini ke boleh, yang tu pun kita boleh cari juga. Okay. Dia kata how yang ni soalan tambahan kot. Oh, ni soalan tambahan awak boleh cuba. How would the answer change if a second traffic light were attached beneath the first? Sama kan? Okay, so equal both equal lah 80 Newton. Yang ni soalan lain. Ni soalan lain, yang ni soalan, yang ni exercise. Yang ni dia bagi jawapan. Yang ni awak boleh cubalah. Okay. Yang ni untuk apply kita punya type of forces lah. Tapi sebenarnya to do this, kita kena belajar yang ni juga. Newton's law of motion. Baru awak boleh solve semua tu sebenarnya. Okay, so kita akan tengok sikit. So jangan takut dengan benda-benda ni. Again, macam saya cakap, kita adalah algebraic punya ni. Kita fokus on algebra punya equation saja. This one is just to show how we form that equation saja. Okay, so jangan trauma lah tengok yang ada d ni is just the differentiation of that. Ataupun dv ni adalah change of velocity, change of time. Macam tu Okay, Newton's first law of motion. Okay, an object at rest will remain at rest or continues to move with uniform velocity in a straight line unless it is act up upon by external forces. Okay, so for first law of motion, again macam saya cakap, kesimpulannya dia adalah F equal to 0. Sebab apa F equal to 0 is F equal to M, A, M akan ada lah sebab when we refer to the object, so we are going to have the value of M, mass. Now the problem is on your A. So to get the acceleration equal to 0, whether it memang dia tak moving, static, whether it's static or the V equal to, the V adalah sama. Okay, the velocity always is constant. So no acceleration juga. So for these two case, uniform velocity and remain at rest, okay, yang akan ada pada Newton first law of motion. So this case akan menyebabkan, maksudnya no pergerakan lah. Cuma kalau bergerak pun velocity dia static. Okay, so dia ada first law give the idea of inertia. What is inertia? Inertia is defined as the tendency of an object to resist any change in its state or rest or motion. Okay, so we give force but that object akan static. So banyaklah inertia punya application that you may find on your that you may find lah. Kalau tengok dekat YouTube tu, kalau nak tengok contoh inertia tu boleh type inertia. Nanti jumpalah yang macam contoh macam driving car. So dalam kereta kita letak yang menggantung tu kan. So dia static je kat situ. Lagi contoh yang magician tarik kain lapik meja tu, but all the things akan set up macam tu juga. So that is that's the application of the inertia where dia akan kekalkan body dia. Contoh macam ini pula. Tapi ni bukan inertia lah, ni masalah dia pemalas lah. Okay. Contoh macam ni lah, alright. Okay, so we put this coin on a cardboard. Okay, and then we pull. Okay, we pull, that coin is not going to follow the cardboard. Okay, so instead dia akan berada pada tempat dia and dia akan fall lah sebab cardboard dah tak ada cover dia. Okay, so maksudnya dia tak ikut tu sebab dia ada dia punya inertia where the force maksudnya the total force equal to 0 menyebabkan dia that force tu, maksudnya the cardboard tu tak menyebabkan dia ikut cardboard tu. Dia stay. Tadi inertia tu the tendency untuk of an object to resist any change in its state or of rest or motion. Macam itulah, maksudnya dia akan berada kat level dia juga. Cuma for this case, since dia dah tak ada cardboard tu, so dia jatuh lah. Okay, for Newton's second law, the rate of change of linear momentum. So dia ada kaitan dengan momentum. Sebab apa ada kaitan dengan momentum? Sebab kita tengok nanti question dia ya. Of a moving body is proportional to the resultant force and is in the same direction as the force acting on it. Right, so rate of change of linear momentum. Nampak tak ni? Bila rate of change of linear momentum, kita dapat apa? Macam ni lah. So resultant force, change of linear momentum, time interval. Maksudnya dia akan jadi macam ni. Nampak tak? Okay, so dm, so maksudnya mass. Kita ada mass dengan velocity per dengan time. So, I mean, this is our acceleration. So, biasa equation kita kan F equal to ma. Alright, so momentum is equal to mv. Okay, so for this case, okay, so bila kita look in terms of calculus punya view, okay, so kita dapat dia punya differentiation macam ni lah. So this is your velocity, this is your mass, okay, and then so for case 1, object at rest or in motion with constant velocity but with changing mass. For example, rocket. So maksudnya you going to have two possibilities. So it's not a must the change for the velocity saja, but change of mass juga akan dvdt equal to 0, tapi dia ada change mass. Okay, macam ni lah. Dvdt ni equal to 0. Okay, tapi dia ada change pada mass with time. Contoh sebab apa roket? Sebab tadi kita kata mass kan dia depends pada tempat kan. Okay, so roket dari bumi dia bergerak. Dia lain lah. Okay, so mass dia tak sama. Okay, so object at rest or in motion with constant velocity and constant mass. Kita akan dapat macam ni lah. Maksudnya constant velocity, maksudnya change velocity equal to 0, change of mass pun equal to 0, then we get 0, F equal to 0 pun possible juga. Which is cuma this one kita memang dah kategori dalam Newton's first law of motion. Macam tu. Sekejap Kenapa ni? Okay. So momentum, does momentum equal to 0, momentum constant. Alright. So for second case tu, sebenarnya kita refer back to our first Newton's law. So constant mass but changing velocity. Ini yang biasalah. So dia akan menyebabkan ada acceleration, maka F equal to ma macam tu. Tapi biasanya kalau kita algebraic punya case, biasa kita tengok yang ni lah. Kita jaranglah ambil yang case yang change mass tadi. Biasa kita ambil case yang ada acceleration. Then we have force, macam tu. The acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting on it and inversely proportional to its mass. Okay, ataupun kalau untuk mudah. Bila especially for the third case, so we can define the second law, okay, as the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the net force acting on it and inversely proportional to its mass. Okay. So macam ni lah dia kata. A equal to F over M macam tu. But again F here adalah total force. Bukannya force for each force, but this one is total force. Total force equal to ma. Okay, yang menyebabkan berlakunya that acceleration. Tak kira lah total for acceleration pada x, so x lah. So kalau action pada y, maka y lah. So sometimes that force akan only involve the motion in acceleration direction x. Okay, but again sometimes we still need to consider the y since we have normal dekat y. So kadang kita nak relate untuk coefficient frictional force. Then we still need to consider. But AY here apa? AY akan equal to 0 lah. That's why saya kata kadang first and second law ni dia tak boleh pisah lah kalau case dia. Untuk application, kita tak boleh pisahkan dia. Biasa dia memang dia apa? Related. Okay. Apa benda pula ni? Alright, so 1 Newton is defined as the amount of net force that gives an acceleration of 1 meter per second squared to a body with a mass of 1 kilogram. Okay, so this is how we define. Which is macam apa ni? So dia kata kan dia punya unit macam ni kan, meter second kan. So dia kata amount of net force yang memberikan acceleration ini 1 meter per second square to a 1 kilogram body. So that is the definition for 1 Newton. Net force or effective force or resultant force. Again macam saya cakap tadi. So ada pergi notes kat sini. Okay, so total force again is your net force, effective force or your resultant force. So these three words can be used to describe this force. It's not a single force. Okay, it's not a single force that we consider F equal to ma. Untuk masuk dekat equation F equal to ma, this must be the resultant force that act on that body. Okay. Cause the motion of an object. Okay, sebab ni kita bercakap pasal second law. So dia akan menyebabkan that total force must cause the motion of to the object. Okay. If the forces act on an object and the object moving at uniform acceleration, not at rest or not at the equilibrium, hence we have this equation lah. Okay, so maksudnya kalau kata dia equal to 0 then bukan untuk second law lah. For second law F equal to ma. Newton's third law. Every action force has a reaction force that is equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So macam saya cakap lah, Newton's law dia akan menyebabkan satu internal force opposite direction to dia. Tapi we are not consider that one lah. Macam mana ni? Contoh macam ni. So bila kita tekan, sebenarnya kita ada macam dah. Okay. So when we push this wall, okay. So when we want to refer to this object, okay, apa yang tangan rasa, then kita akan ambil this force FBA, okay. But when we refer to a wall, kita akan ambil this force, macam tu. So depends pada that force. Where we refer. Which object that we refer to, then we determine that force lah, which is dia akan opposite in direction dia ataupun banyaklah Newton's third law of motion punya application. Contoh macam Coulomb's law, macam tu lah. Contoh macam ni. Tapi jangan silap contoh macam ni contoh force on the book. Okay, contoh macam this book okay, so normal in this direction, weight in this direction. This is not the action reaction pairs. Faham tak? Okay, so the action reaction force tu yang ke atas dan ke bawah ni. Tapi dia bukannya maksudnya force and weight tu is not the pair, bukan pair dia. Faham tak maksud saya? Bukan pair dia. Macam mana? Maksudnya normal force lah, dan dia ada arah ke bawah. Tapi macam mana cakap? Dia bukannya suatu action reaction force. Maksudnya dia weight tu weight lah. Force yang arah ke bawah. Normal tu normal yang arah ke bawah, ke atas. Macam tu. If a car is accelerating forward, it is because its tire are pushing backward on the road and the road is pushing forward on the tires. Boleh kata semua objek memang akan menghasilkan action reaction force tu. Okay. Cuma macam saya cakap, kita akan consider the external force. On different bodies. Macam ni. When two bodies interact, the action reaction forces act on different bodies. Pasti ada letak kes kat sini. Now kita akan tengok application of Newton's second law. Sebabnya for your level, kebanyakan kes kita akan pergi pada first and second law lah. First law and second law. Sebab macam saya cakap tadi, apa panggil? We are not considering the internal force. That's why yang third law tadi kita tak guna lagi lah untuk setakat ni. Tapi but we will see that masa second semester mungkin kita akan guna the third law of motion tu ya. But for this time, kita boleh tengok application of Newton's second law. So again, bila kata Newton's second law, dia mesti kena ada acceleration. Okay. So let's look how we solve this when we dealing with Newton's second law of motion. The first one, I define the object whose motion is considered. Okay, so and then determine the forces exerted on the object. Okay, so kita akan fokus pada that object. Macam saya cakap tadi lah. Contoh katalah force tu dari wall, dari apa lagi? Contoh dari apa lagi? Contoh dari dia punya seat, dia duduk atas seat. Okay. So ada force ke atas dia. So that one is the internal force. So we are going to see the external force. So means that the force yang akan act on that object yang menyebabkan motion lah. Sebab sekarang ni kita nak cakap second law of motion. Maksudnya F equal to ma, kena ada acceleration tu lah. So and then after we determine the forces, then kita akan put all the forces into this diagram. We call it as free body diagram. Bila kata free body diagram, maksudnya dia bebas daripada suatu body, okay, any body. Okay, so maksudnya kita akan draw only line to represent all the forces. Faham tak? Okay, maksudnya dia keluar dari satu point dan draw the force. Maksudnya no need to include your body here. Understand? So for each of it is defined a diagram showing the chosen body by itself with vectors drawn. Vectors here, so kena ada direction. Vectors. Okay, magnitude. To show the magnitude and direction. So means that the length possibly kena menunjukkan that length is dia punya value. Okay, contoh force lah. Macam tu. And direction of all the forces applied to the body by the other bodies that interact with it. Choose a system of coordinates so that calculations may be simplified. Sebab apa? Sebab focus, incline. So awak kena shift awak punya X, Y tu. Itulah maksud dia. So choose sistem koordinat ni Y. Yang ni X. So dia dah sengitkan kita punya tu. Untuk case yang biasa no problem. So your Y, your X. Guna yang standard je. Faham tak? Okay. Apply the equation above. Oh, okay. So maksudnya sini kita kena consider lah both X and Y since we are considering it that motion is on XY plane. Okay, kita consider yang 2 dimension. So adalah dua komponen ni, komponen X and Y. Okay, let's say we have 3 wooden blocks connected by a rope of negligible mass are being dragged by a horizontal force. Okay, so this is the force direction of the force. Suppose ni given here the acceleration of block system. So apa acceleration dia? So since all this block is connected, okay, so the acceleration akan sama. Faham? Okay, so since they're connected, then acceleration akan sama. The tension of the rope T1 and T2 depends. Tak sama. Sebab apa? Tension dia akan depends pada berat juga kan? Okay. So dia tak sama. So tension T1, T2. Okay. So cuma again T1, T2. So T1 in this direction ada. Okay. T2 away in this direction. Possible-nya macam tu lah. Kalau kita nak ambil M3 ni, T3 lah. Macam tu. T3. Tapi dalam satu rope dia sama lah. Dia masih T2 juga. Okay, T2 juga. Okay. Alright, so neglect friction. Okay, so settle lah masalah. Kita tak payah ignore yang friction yang ni, contact ni. Okay, so cuma kita kena fokus pada tension saja. Alright, so block M1 3 kg. So this is your free body diagram. Okay, and then from the free body diagram again. So from the free body diagram, we form an equation. Okay, so since we have two unknown, 3. Sebab dia kata suruh cari apa? Acceleration. So 3 unknown. Sebabnya kita tak ada T1, T2 and acceleration. So means that we need to find macam mana pun awak kena form 3 equation juga to solve that 3 unknown. So the first one kita akan dapatkan equation daripada M1 ni. Okay, so M1 ni T1 okay akan equal to M1A. Okay, acceleration sama. Okay, so A acceleration don't need to label lah. Okay, because it share the same value of acceleration. So force here, force yang sama lah. Force yang apply dekat M1. So M1 akan feel, cuma nanti dia akan transfer. Kita tengok pada yang so 1000 ni. So here dah boleh solve belum? Tak boleh. Dapat satu equation. So label as your first equation. And then we go to second block. 15 kilogram. So we have T1, okay, macam saya cakap lah, satu tali tu dia satu tension yang sama but in different direction. It's not depends on the berat jugalah. Depends on your force yang you tarik tu. Okay. And then T2 in this direction. So we form another one equation. Again, your acceleration kena sama je lah. Okay. Sama sebab dia connected together. So simple je, ambil yang ke kanan, tolak yang ke kiri, equalkan dengan MA. Sebab apa? Apa yang equal dengan MA adalah your total force. Total force equal to MA. It's not T equal to MA. It's must total force. Again, total force. Sebab ramai student yang buat silap ni. Okay. So T1 minus T2 yang equal to M2A. Then you substitute the value that we have. Mass 2 is 15 kilogram. Then kita substitute dulu. Then we get our second equation. So T1 minus T2 equal to 15A. Our acceleration. We look for third body. So we have this only. Okay, dia cuma ada force ini. Okay, so ada masalah tak? Ada masalah tak kalau dia tak ada force in this direction? No problem. Sebab apa? Kita akan simply equatekan dengan MA. So this is the only force. Ambil je lah. So it's not the must. You need to have the force yang berlawanan dengan dia. Okay. So maksudnya that force sajalah yang dia ada. Okay. So you just simply, that is your total force on M3. Which is T2. So dia cuma experience in this direction T2. So T2 lah. So you equatekan dengan M3A. So this is our third equation. So dah nampak sikit, dah nampak sikit. So this one kita boleh substitute. So simply solve guna algebraic punya ni. So 3 substitute into equation 2. So kena buat satu-satu supaya awak boleh nampak. Jangan kalut sangat. Tiba sebabnya memang ada cara mudah nak solve yang macam ni. Sebabnya ada students memang dia memang yang genius sikit. Dia memang boleh nampak lah. Tapi saya advise guna cara yang biasa je. Maksudnya yang ni. Sebabnya so that to avoid you to lose mark. So, okay, sebab kita tak tahu dekat step mana yang examiner akan bagi markah. So show all the workings kalau boleh. So here we get our acceleration. Sebabnya A dia nak acceleration. So focus on acceleration. B baru dia nak the value of T1 and T2. Then you proceed. Barulah you continue. Okay. So tadi cuma yang tadi kita gunakan T1 yang unknown tu to find our acceleration and we get that value. And now barulah kita ambil that third equation, substitute into fourth equation. Then we get to solve our T1 and T2. Okay. Another example before we... Sekejap Sekejap tengok berapa banyak lagi. Sekejap sebabnya kita ada ni. Okay. Okay, kita tengok sampai 38 je lah. Okay. Mana tadi? Okay, kita tengok lagi 2 example ya. Sebelum kita habis. Lagi 2 example je. Alright. For this one, okay, so kita ada light string. So bila kata light string, dia kena highlight juga benda ni ya. Sebab kalau tak ada kata light string ni, maksudnya kita kena consider mass string tu. Bila kena consider mass string tu, masalah juga. Okay, so bila light string, then maksudnya kita consider dia punya tension je. Okay, so tak ada penambahan pada mass ke apa ke that object. So smooth pulley pula. Bila kata smooth pulley, then you don't need to consider the force. Biasanya force apa kat sini ya? Rotational force. Betul tak? Rotational force. Torque. Yes, torque. So we don't need to consider the torque on this pulley. Sebab dia kata smooth pulley. So maksudnya it's just dia letak saja pada pulley tu yang menyebabkan dia bergerak. So we focus on only to the tension of force, force tension dan juga weight lah. That two things lah. Okay, so kena ada 2 syarat ni lah. Kalau tak kita tak boleh nak apply. Tak boleh nak buat F equal to MA macam biasa. Okay, so kalau ada 2 benda ni, dimension light string and smooth pulley, then kita akan fokus pada tension macam ni. Okay, so this is your free body diagram. Okay, so kita ada tension saja untuk objek yang first yang ni ya. Alright, so we have tension in this direction going upward and our weight going downward. Macam tu. Then acceleration, dia ada cakap tak? The acceleration of the object of mass 10 kilogram. Okay, so again, since they are connected with light string and smooth pulley, then the value of the acceleration akan sama. Cuma berbeza arah. Okay, different in the direction saja, but the acceleration akan sama, right? So your Fy. Okay, so from this free body diagram, we form our equation. T1 upward equation. Dan again, ada subscript kat sini Y. Supaya mengingatkan diri awak bahawa kita berada pada Y punya case. Okay, Y punya komponen. So M1 again acceleration samalah. Okay, sebab dia connected with a rope. Okay. T1 equal to M1G. Equal to M1A. Total force equal to yang ini. Okay, cuma kadang students suka tulis yang ni Sampai sini pun no problem. Sebab bila masukkan ni nanti dia jadi confused pula kan. So tak ada masalah. So tulis your total force sama dengan your M1A pun okey dah. Again, tension dia pun akan sama. Okay, tension akan sama sebab dia satu tali je kat sini. Okay, beza dengan yang ni tadi, case yang sebelum ni, sebab apa dia ada dua tension? Tak mau keluar. Ni daya lain. Okay. Okay. Yang case ni tadi ada dua tension sebab dia dah not connected. Tapi M2 tadi dengan M1 share the same value of tension. Perasan tak? Okay, so samalah macam ni. Okay, for this case, untuk case yang pulley system ni, okay, for case pulley system ni, dia satu tali je. Aduh, satu tali je yang connected dia. Okay, so means that it will have the same value of tension. So satu je lah tension. Tak payah label banyak-banyak sangat . So T1 minus 10G, kita dapat satu equation extraction . Okay, in the each string. Okay, so and then T2, kita ada T2. So sama, maksudnya kita gantikan dia dengan satu tension saja. Then we have second equation. So again, kita ada dua unknown. One is tension, another one is acceleration. You need to form two equation. Ada dua equation tu dah settle masalah. You just simply need to solve that unknown saja. So dapatlah acceleration dia. G ni apa? G ni is yours 9.81 lah. Kena masukkan negatif ke tidak? Mg Mg kena masukkan negatif ke tidak? Okay, sekarang ni for this case, okay, dia ambil yang ke atas, kalau perasan lah. Okay, yang ke atas which is yang opposite direction dengan dia. Sebab apa? Sebab dia ambil acceleration yang sama dengan mg. Okay, if not, then awak kena buat equation macam ni ya. Allah. Awak kena buat equation T2. Okay, sebab sekarang ni kita akan setkan yang apa yang ke atas tolak yang ke bawah. Okay, so T minus M2G dan akan sama dengan negatif M2A. Okay, which is sama je lah dengan equation ni. Faham tak? Okay, sama je. Cuma yang ni lah yang sebenarnya tapi dia dah simplify lah. Dia masuk jadi macam ni. Okay, so no problem. It's up to you. Okay, and then you can find your acceleration. Cuma kalau refer to this body, cakaplah negatif. Tapi yang tu dia tanya, rasanya soalan tanya tadi untuk objek M1 kan? 10 kg objek M1. So acceleration of the, so maksudnya awak kena kata in outward direction. Macam tu, okay? So kena beritahu lah sebab dia adalah apa? Vector. So acceleration kena ada magnitude and direction. Tension pun. Tension. Tension kejap. Tension tanya apa? Tension in each string. Nampak tak soalan dia? Tension in the each string. Yes. Okay, so we declare that the value is the same. But does the direction the same or not? It's not the same. That's why dekat sini dia highlight tension in the each string. So you forget to label for each string, then you lost your marks lah. Okay. Sebab apa? Sebab tadi kita tunjuk, okay, tension yang untuk yang ni arah ke atas. Kan? Yang tadi pun tengok tadi. Nasib baik. Nasib baik sama juga. Cuma dia adalah arah ke atas away juga daripada this body. Okay, so macam tu lah. Macam yang ni tak cukup markah lah orang ni. Dia tinggal extraction macam tu je. Sepatutnya kena beritahu lah. Sebab tu dia akan beritahu extraction yang blok yang mana. So bila dia kata blok yang A tu 10 kg, maksudnya dia akan extraction arah ke atas. So tension yang ni dah dia tinggal macam tu. Potong markah ni orang ni. Okay. Alright, kita tengok lagi satu case ya sebelum kita habis. Sebab yang lain nanti kita sambunglah esok. Okay, 2 blocks. Macam mana case dia? Yang ni memang contact. So without rope, dia contact saja. Memang dia terus in contact macam tu. So again, acceleration akan sama. Sebab dia contact macam tu. The force exerted by A on B. Force exerted on A by A on B. Cuma yang ni, for this case, dia akan involve sikit. Okay, dia akan panggil apa? Dia involve sikit third Newton law. Okay, so dia ada, ni panggil apa flow under the action of, dia tak cakap kat sini tapi dia involve sikit lah. Third Newton law. Sebab apa? Blok A, dia rasa arah sini dan dari blok B, dia rasa arah sini. So itu force yang act on dia. Macam tu. So let the acceleration of the block is A, therefore F equal to MA tambah MB A. Okay, so force, dia kata force adalah, macam saya cakap, acceleration dia sama. So cuma yang ni sebab apa dia boleh buat macam ni? Sebab contact each other side by side, push along a smooth floor. Okay, that's why dia boleh sekalikan ya. That's why dia boleh sekalikan. If not, then the normal force is different, then different. Tapi we can take this as an object. Maksudnya kita we assume that AB is an object, satu objek saja. So that's why dia simply ambil total force tu adalah equal to total mass A B times dengan the acceleration. Dapatlah acceleration dia. Sebab apa dia kata F tu adalah 200. Okay, so 200. Okay, and then your force, dia kata force in this direction. Okay, and then your acceleration akan in this direction jugalah. Kan? So macam dia tolak satu barang je lah. So that force akan totally sama dengan MA dia. Cuma MA sekarang ni ada dua objek, so you total saja dia punya mass sebab dia akan moving with the same acceleration. Kenapa ni? Dia nak apa? B. Force exerted on A and B. Okay, bila kata force exerted on A on B, barulah kita pisahkan dua case ni. Macam saya cakap, barulah kita akan consider apa nama ni? Inilah action, reaction. Force tu. Okay, which is third law lah. Okay, so here kita ada this equation. Kita akan fokus pada objek A saja. And then we get this equation lah. So masuk substitute your acceleration. Then you may find your FBA. Force dari B ke atas A. That's how we label that kind of force. Force yang action reaction macam ni is force from A to B. From B to A. Yeah. Okay, then third Newton's law. Yes, macam saya cakap lah. So, dia punya force akan sama. Third Newton's law. So, dia akan sama. Okay, so cuma yang ni kita akan tambah dengan ni lah. Macam tu. So, 30. So, force AB is 150. Sama tak? Sama tak? Sama kan? Sama je. Okay. Sama je. This is some exercise that you may try on your own.